matchup. Maryland, they have Tua's brother, which he's
It's
pretty
fucking-
solid, but
He's a little
that would be a
interesting.
problem. That'd be a shootout. The Liberty Bowl is Big 12 versus SEC. So if you look at the SEC standings, they would probably get somebody like Missouri, Florida, Arkansas. Yeah, that's so. If they get the Liberty Bowl, Hunter, they'll either play Missouri, Florida, or Arkansas. Which
You would want Missouri.
you as a KU fan, it'd be cool to see Missouri, but it'll probably be Florida, to be honest, because they're the bigger name out of any of those teams. Their name, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's gonna be interesting.
Well, the Liberty Bowl isn't a good bowl. Why would they want to put Florida in it?
Because Florida's 6-6.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't really matter. Like for the Big 12, the bigger bowl game.
we'd probably lose to Florida.
Their quarterback's kind of inconsistent. He's okay, but it'd be a good game. KU's more competitive than a lot of these. So like the bigger bowls are like the Texas Bowl, the Cheez Bowl, the Alamo Bowl, the Orange Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl are the Big 12 ones. So what I believe what would happen is if K-State was to beat TCU, I believe they would probably put K-State in the Sugar Bowl. And
You would go to New Year's Six Bowl no matter what.
K-State's guaranteed a New Year's Six Bowl no matter what.
All right, I know you're going. Yeah.
Whether literally they lose with 4 losses, they're still going to be in the New Year's Six Bowl. That's the crazy thing about this. And you know what's crazy is 3 weeks ago I literally requested this day off because I knew K-State would be there.
Also, by the way, talking about
And the big
talking about having shit off.
I requested it 3 weeks ago, Hunter. Before I told my parents, I said I know they're gonna be here, so I'm gonna request this off now so I can watch this game and fucking watch and play. Because Hunter, this will literally be the second game this year I've watched on TV, or I watched in general. I have not got to watch a single full game this year besides the game me and Colby went to the first game of the year. Because because I've worked at all of them and I had to listen to all of them.
That sucks.
It does, but it's. And I told my dad, I said, Dad, this will probably be the most nervous of K-State game I've ever watched. The most nervous I've ever been, more than likely. Because no, just in general, the most nervous game I've ever watched because there's so much on the line. Big 12 championship, just in general. Because in 2012, when they were there, they won. It was different. There was no championship game. They just won it. You know what I'm saying? It was just different. So it's looking like Washington's going to beat Washington State. So your Pac-12 championship game, I was wrong about this, Tiger, is going to be Utah versus USC.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Oh, I'm ready whenever you are, Tiger.
Sorry, brother. I wasn't trying to piss you off.
No, you didn't make me mad. I was just like, I was getting annoyed, I guess, because I was like, how the fuck? I don't even know how you can really coach anybody in COD, I guess. Maybe somebody that.
Okay, the whole thing behind being a coach for COD is you're basically trying to teach people how to run flanks, how to hold points, how to figure out what's the best point of interest, find out where the counterpoints are, counterattacks, full tank, full-fledged, there's so much shit on it, it's not even funny.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I gotta do lighting, but I'll do an intro, Alex. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna do the intro, and I'm gonna let y'all speak because I gotta take care of background lighting, but besides that, we can go from there.
What do you mean, man? I'm taking a dump, which literally I'm.
Well, we just started. Just hang with me, Alex. Hang with me. Let me make sure it's up and running. And we are cool. Nice. That's a good thing about that. Nice. Okay, there you go. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Oh shit!
I was gonna tell you guys. You know what's crazy? Big game on Saturday.
What's up?
is K-State TCU gets college game day.
That would be funny.
No, they do. The college game day will be in Arlington for the game, which I believe
That's
the
cool.
game, which I think it'll be on Fox. So I think we're gonna get. I don't know who we're gonna get for announcers. I don't think it'll be Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt, which kind of sucks because
It's
that's
gonna be
why.
Kirby then.
No, because we're on Fox and Kurt Herbstreit only does ABC and ESPN type games. So what it'll be, so if you look at it schedule-wise, week 14. Yeah, so there's 3 conference games, championship games on Friday. One of them's a major one, the others are not. Then, so K-State, TCU, I will be on my couch watching it. I'll probably be up at 6, 7, 8 in the morning or whatever. Is at 11 o'clock on ABC.
Nice,
We're
Alex.
on we're on ABC. Okay, so I swear to God, dude, if fucking Herbie and them get the call, if they call the North Carolina Clemson game, I'm gonna be annoyed because that game has no implications on anything. The K-State game does because the K-State wins. TCU's on the playoff. If TCU wins, they're in the playoff. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just annoying because I feel like the right people should call these games, but I don't know. It's kind of fucking nuts that. Remember when K-State lost to Tulane? Everybody thought K-State's season was over.
Yeah, that was great.
Yes.
You're now Tulane's 10-2, and they're playing for their conference championship.
Damn, that's getting interesting. All right. How's everybody doing today? It's Starter 24 with another podcast day. Alan's in the background having his little conversation and everything. Guys, we are going to be doing a cover of everything today. And when I'm talking about everything, I'm talking about a crazy-ass whirlwind of bullshit. What the fuck happened in college football? Who the fuck went down? Who the fuck should have never gone down? And, guys, I hate to say this as an Auburn fan, there is a possible chance you could end up seeing a Bama team sneaking the fuck back in. I don't know how the fuck that's going to work. Don't know how. But I'm going to step away because I got to take care of lighting in the background. I'm going to hand it over to Alex to talk about the first game. And first game I'm going to have him talk about is the Ohio State-Michigan game. So, Alex, you have the floor.
All right, what's up, guys? So Ohio State and Michigan. Wow, this game was it was advertised, as the big game. Obviously, it is, but Ohio State got their asses beat at home on their senior day. Michigan came in there, whipped their ass at the line of scrimmage. They threw the ball, which that's really not been Michigan's recipe. I mean, they're pretty good at throwing, but they're not, amazing. But they came in there and they lit that Ohio State defense up. And, just some stats here. They ran for over 200 yards again. J.J. McCarthy had almost 300 yards passing for touchdowns, only on 24 attempts too. The receiver had 4 catches, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. C.J. Stroud more than likely probably is not anything near Heisman anymore. They 2 picks, didn't have the best day. I mean, threw 2 touchdowns at 300 yards passing, which is solid, but the 2 picks aren't very good. I would believe Ohio State's probably, to me, they're out because one, they got their butts beat at home pretty badly by 22.
By a good team,
Well, it is by a good team. That is true. But, I mean, I think the only way they do get in is if things have to happen in front of them, like TCU probably losing and maybe some other things. But, they probably will only drop to 5 in the playoffs more than likely. I will say that. They will. That's probably where they will drop is to 5.
Yeah.
But, I just don't think they'll get. I think they could still get in, but I don't think they will personally. But Hunter, what do you think about Michigan going on the road and dominating Ohio State and beating them for the second year in a row? What do you think about that, man?
I think it's a huge statement win for Michigan.
Definitely.
But like you said, I don't know if I think that kind of messes with Ohio State's chances to make it in because you still have undefeated TCU and like USC. Wait, is USC in it right now?
So USC is number 6, but with LSU losing and Ohio State losing, what'll more than likely is going to happen is TCU will go to 3 and USC will probably go to 4.
And that puts Bama
that's
sitting
like-
right on the
That's
outskirts.
like 2 teams ahead of them now.
And that'll put Ohio State probably at 5, and then Bama will go to 6. So Bama is just sitting right there.
I
But
thought you said Bama would get to 4.
no. So, okay, I guess my bad. I should repeat what I was trying to say. So, with Ohio State losing today, LSU losing today, which we'll get up to that in a minute, what'll happen is, so this will be your top 4 probably. Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and USC. You know what I'm saying? And then what'll happen is Ohio State will drop to 5, and Alabama will go to 6. So Alabama will be sitting right out. Clemson lost today; they're done. Oregon's done. Tennessee will climb, but I don't think Tennessee. They would need a lot to happen to get in. I don't think they will get in, but they need. I guess it's possible. I mean, things have to happen.
I don't think they have a chance.
I don't either, but I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, Tiger, if you are available here, man, what do you think about Michigan dominating on the road today against a very good Ohio State team?
Fucking phenomenal. Fucking gorgeous, dude. Like, I sat here and I'll tell y'all point blank that I wanted Michigan to win this ball game. Michigan needed to win this ball game to do their job. Like,
What's crazy about this game, and I'll bring this up to you guys as well, is Michigan did this performance, this butt kicking, without their best player. They were missing Blake Corum, who only had 2 carries for 6 yards. They wanted him to go. He tried, but he just wasn't healthy enough. They did this with their backup running back, who had 216 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. I'd say that's a pretty. That's a pretty damn good win on the road.
Oh yeah. Now here comes my question. So, Ohio State, I think I agree with you. I think Ohio State was 5 or 6. Don't know yet. I think 5 or 6.
If they're anything past 5, I would be shocked because
yeah.
I think they would take Bama at 6 probably and put Ohio State at 5 because of Ohio State only having 1 loss, being that to Michigan. You know what I'm saying? And they would, and if they're 6 and Bama's 5, I'd be surprised. But they might consider how bad Ohio State lost. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and that maybe might not matter at all. But I mean, losing by 22 at home is pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's possible, but I think 5 is probably where they'll go. I mean, what do you think, Connor? Where do you think they'll end up on Tuesday night in the college football playoff rankings?
Ohio State?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll end up at 5.
5? That's where I believe as well. Alrighty, so we'll get into the next one here, fellas. We'll look at you don't really talk about this one, but I mean Georgia took care of business at home against their rival Georgia Tech. I mean, do you guys want to say anything about that game? They expected, yeah. They looked bad. I'm not gonna lie, I was watching this one a little bit. They looked pretty bad and early on. They were only at 10-7 at half, but they kind of put it on them in the second half. You know, took care of business, obviously. But we won't talk about that one much because it was really no implications. I mean, not this one either, really. But TCU whipped Iowa's ass at home. I mean, what do you guys think? TCU played very well, obviously. You know, did their thing.
Wait, so is TCU? Is TCU's at like 3, aren't they?
4. I mean, they'll be at 3
4?
on Tuesday. They're at 4, but they'll be at 3 on Tuesday night.
I mean, I think that was a huge win for them.
Yep, absolutely was. What do you think, Tiger? What do you think about TCU's dominating performance today against Iowa State?
I'm shocked because I didn't think they were going to do it that badly to the boys, but they did.
I kind of thought the same. I thought Iowa State's defense would maybe keep them in it, but TCU
No, they don't have an offense.
They don't have an offense. That's very true. Alrighty, fellas. This is easy now. We'll get into the first fucking crazy game of the day. Number 5, LSU loses on the road to, at the time, 4-7 Texas A&M, who have been horrible all year. What do you guys think of this? I didn't get to watch it, obviously, but that's a big win for A&M, and that's a bad loss for LSU.
Yeah, that's a really bad loss. Like right before selections and everything.
I mean, they had a chance to, if they could beat Georgia, they'd get in, and they just they laid an egg, I guess, and me and Colby talked about this last night. We said that we kind of both said LSU probably was going to win by at least double scores, and they just didn't have any chance. But no, LSU lay an egg and get embarrassed on the road here and lose to a bad A&M team. What do you think, Tiger, about LSU kind of laying an egg here and blowing their chances to get into the playoff?
They fucked up, dude. Like, here was my opinion about this. Is why would LSU choke away a good opportunity to put themselves in playoff contention? Yes, you're already in the SEC championship. Yes, you didn't really need to win this ball game, but at the same time, this ball game was meant for you to possibly give you a better resume to get into the playoffs. Now, here comes the problem. They lost Texas A&M. Now my question is going to be do they even go to a New Year's Six bowl?
Yes. So, with LSU, they will get a New Year's Six bowl because Georgia will win, and it'll be the next best team up. What'll likely happen is you could very well see a K-State LSU rematch hit from last year to this year in the Sugar Bowl, which is pretty crazy itself.
How do you like K-State's chances in that matchup?
If that happens, well, I mean, it's different. Obviously, different coach for LSU. It'd be a pretty good game. I think it'd be. I don't honestly know who I would say would win because K-State's offense looks very for real with Will at the quarterback. But LSU's better than they were last year. They have a new coach. I'm still not high on LSU. I've never been. I mean, they beat Bama and got lucky, and then everybody kind of made them to be the greatest thing ever. And I mean, honestly, everybody would pick LSU to win that game, but to me, that'd be a coin flip. It's the match. It'd be one in the trenches at the line of scrimmage. If K-State's able to run the ball, they would win. If LSU does their thing, Jaden Daniels does his thing, LSU would win. That's a toss-up game. But no, we'll move on here to number 6. USC takes care of business at home against Notre Dame. They won by 11. It was a pretty good game. Well, they were down. It was 17-7.5, and then it got kind of close in the fourth quarter. But USC scored one late to pull away. But USC guys take care of business against a solid Notre Dame team. They keep themselves in the playoff contention. We're going to the Pac-12 championship game. They're actually more than likely going to go to the top 4 after this weekend. On Tuesday night, they will. What do you guys think about LSU and their chances to get in the playoff if they win against Utah in the Pac-12 championship?
I still don't think they'll get in, even if they do win.
You don't?
No.
What do you think?
Well, like you said, Alex, they have 3 losses now.
Hell.
LSU.
Yeah, but that's 2 conference losses and that's a non-conference loss.
No, we moved on from LSU. No, I'm talking about USC.
Oh shit.
I was like, when you said they wouldn't get, wait, what? We're talking about the USC Notre Dame game now.
Oh, I don't even know.
No, it's no. I was telling you, USC won 38-27 over Notre Dame. It was a good game until basically the end because USC put one in late. But no, USC went to 11-1. They're number 6. They're going to go to number 4 at the end of the rankings on Tuesday night. And if they win the Pac-12 championship, they'll get in. I mean, what do you guys think about USC and their chances here getting into the playoff?
I think they may have a shot. What USC's going to do is they're going to have to dominate Utah just to get a good statement.
I mean, they're going to have. I mean, if they win, no, to me. If they lose,
yeah,
because they'll be at 4.
Yeah.
What do you think, Hunter?
Yeah, I think they'd have to win to get in.
Yeah, because if they lost, they'll drop out, and that very well could put like a team like Ohio State back in over Bama.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the next game. Number 7, Alabama takes care of business against Auburn. Auburn played hard. Just too much Bryce Young. Too much Bryce Young for Bama. But I mean, what do you think about Alabama? You know, they just took care of business like they're supposed to, Hunter. They're gonna fall to probably number, I'd say 6 probably in the playoff rankings, and they're just sitting right there on the bubble, dude. They literally still have a chance to get in. I mean, what do you think about that, Hunter?
Alabama?
Yeah. I mean, they would need some things to happen, I guess, to get in, but
there's a chance they could get in, but they're gonna need a few teams to lose, and they're gonna need
teams like USC and VCU probably for sure.
Even in USC, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, what do you think, Tiger, about Alabama taking care of business against your Auburn Tigers?
That's kind of tough.
I don't know, dude. Like I saw most of the game. I was at work. Auburn played their fucking heart out. They did the best they could. They tried the best. They kept it going. They tried to do what they could do. Kind of like Williams, he put a statement up there to prove that he may have a job. He may get the job, but with the loss to Bama, I think with the information he did today and the information we got now, Bama's got a shot possibly go ahead to the playoffs. Auburn, on the other hand, has an opportunity to either hire Cadillac as a full-time coach, or we're looking at Hugh Freeze as the head coach.
With that, I think that's probably the hire. I mean, that makes more sense. I mean, Cattle. They did say they told the coaches they've interviewed the Caleb Williams to stay on the staff, so he will be there. But no, I think Alabama just took care of business, did their thing. But, we'll move on here to another upset that ended another team's chances of getting in the playoff. Number 8 Clemson loses at home to South Carolina, an 8-4 South Carolina team who has actually won 3 straight games against ranked teams, which is pretty unreal, to be honest, and pretty awesome for them. They won 31-30 against South Clemson, which is kind of crazy because all the two teams in the ACC championship game are now kind of faltering at the end of the season and losing games. North Carolina's lost 2 of their last 3 or whatever, and Clemson lost today. So I mean that takes Clemson completely out of playoff chances. I mean, what do you guys think about Clemson kind of laying an egg today and losing their opportunity to have any chance to play off?
I actually watched that game. Well, South Carolina's passing game is just unreal, honestly, and Clemson couldn't keep up with it.
Definitely.
But yeah, they're done. Now they're done.
What do you think, Tiger?
South Carolina, Clemson. You know what? I'm happy for South Carolina. They did the best they could. They pulled it off. Clemson.
I am too.
Clemson needs to. I'm going to agree with you on a statement you said before. Clemson, that's not your quarterback. That's never been your quarterback.
DJ Uiagalelei is just terrible. He is not very good.
He didn't even throw for 100 yards today.
No, and Hunter, this was his stats, guys. He went 8 for 29, 99 yards, a touchdown, and interception. That is
I'm looking at that.
dude. That is bad. He is bad, dude. But no, I'm happy for Spencer Rattler, who transferred from OU to South Carolina. You know, he's not. I mean, he hasn't had the best year, but he's been a lot better than he was at OU this year. But no, he's finished in the year pretty solid with South Carolina. But no, that's good for him. Good for South Carolina. That's awesome. That's awesome. They've actually beat Tennessee and Clemson and Kentucky are their last 3 wins against all ranked teams. But that's pretty sweet. What? Goodness gracious. We got that one. All right, here's the next one. So, number 9, Oregon loses to 21 ranked Oregon State. Rivalry game. They lost on the road. They actually blew I believe it was an 18-point lead. They were up 28 to something. I have to look. 14. They're up 31 to 10. And they lost the game 38 to 34. So now Oregon, they literally just lost. They laid an egg, and now they're not even in the Pac-12 championship game. It's just, I think, kind of hilarious in its own self. But I mean, what do you guys think about Oregon laying an egg here and losing on the road in a rivalry game, and they lost their chances of any chance to maybe even getting a New Year's Six bowl for the Pac-12?
This is probably some, and I'll be completely honest with you, dude. I was shocked when I saw this because I got to give props to Oregon State. Y'all finished season 9-3. Y'all have always been at the low totem pole. Y'all are starting to put a team together, starting to put some more shit together. You're even ranked for the first time in a while. Oregon has always dominated y'all, and y'all come out with a gorgeous upset. So you know what? You know what, Alex? Oregon, we thought they could have a shot to go back into another title run. They'll end up going to a New Year's Six bowl, and I see them playing either, and this is me just picking it. I see Oregon playing against either Penn State or Utah, and it will probably be in the Orange Bowl.
Who? Oregon State?
Oh, no. Oregon and Utah. Or not Oregon. Sorry, my bad. Same conference.
Well,
no, my bad. You would actually have Oregon versus...
So what'll probably happen with the bowl games, Tiger, with Pac-12 is depending on the outcomes of some stuff. If USC wins, right, they're probably in the playoff. The Rose Bowl, I would say, would probably be Utah because they'd be the team that lost it. It'd be them or Washington. I wouldn't know. Ain't that kind of fucking crazy that fucking Washington went 10-2 and they didn't make their conference championship game? That's kind of unreal. But Jesus, that's fucking nuts. But no, we'll move on here, fellas.
I don't know.
What?
What do you think? Soccer, dude.
Huh?
USA Soccer.
Actually, Alex.
Soccer. They drawed against Wales, which was, I mean, they should have won that game, but
Yeah.
shit happens. Bad penalty late in the game. They had a penalty kick and they just won. Draw. They drawed England, which was, I mean, I would not lie to you. I was surprised by that. England's supposed to be this powerhouse soccer team. Not powerhouse, but a lot better than the U.S. I honestly thought the U.S. played better than England did that entire fucking game. And so now the U.S. has got to win against Iran to move on to the round of 16. If they lose or draw, they don't go on. So it's a must-win.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to even work?
I think they're better than Iran. I think Wales just fucking sucks, and the U.S. got extremely unlucky and didn't finish that game. But I think the U.S. will probably beat Iran. I actually will get to watch that game when it starts because I'll be off that day, which I actually am excited about that. But I think the U.S. will finish, and they'll win, and they'll move on. What's crazy, though, is imagine this. If Wales, I believe if it like goes like this, I think so. If I'd have to look at the goddamn standings, but I believe if Wales was to beat England or draw them, if I remember correctly, I believe. Oh no, they would advance. Never mind. They would advance. I think all they got to do is draw Wales because they have 3. Yeah, they would. Okay, no, I'm wrong. Yeah, they.
Wait, so they're gonna advance no matter what?
Yes, because they beat Iran. Yes, so all they got to do is draw. I think they're almost guaranteed to move on.
Well, the USA's got to go out there and beat somebody.
Yeah, there's a must-win for the U.S. But getting back to college football here, fellas. I'm gonna give your take on this, Hunter, since we obviously had the matchup today. What was your feeling, and the KU game with K-State today, and it obviously didn't go KU's way. But KU's still going bowling. They had their best season in a long time. There's still a lot to be happy for. But, I mean, what is your opinion on this entire KU season just in general?
I was really, excited when the season really first started and we were, 5-0. I had, really high hopes, but I guess I shouldn't have because – in the last 6 games or 7 games or whatever, they went
1-6.
1-6.
But
they're just not. They're just really frustrating to watch because they
can be good at one moment and be bad the next.
They just get a lot of penalties. Lack of fundamental fundamental stuff
definitely. If you look at.
That's the only reason K-State even scored that first.
Well, what's crazy? I saw the highlights of that too. Is and the weather actually had more of an impact than I guess I would have realized. Because what's crazy about that is KU's punt returner actually he slipped and he lost the ball. And I mean, you're right. That is why they scored. I mean, I don't know. Maybe KU would have got a stop and then they would have scored anyway. I have no idea. But it set up for an easy. But it's set up for an easy drive, like you said, for K-State to score.
And sometimes I just question the play calling. Sometimes I wish we would just run the ball a lot more.
Yeah, I agree. If you look at KU's schedule here, they started the year 5-0, beat Tennessee Tech, West Virginia, Houston, Duke, and Iowa State. But then if you look at their bottom half of their schedule, was kind of tough, dude. They played State, Iowa State, TCU, who's obviously in the Big 12 championship game, 12-0. Oklahoma, they lost. Baylor, they lost. Oklahoma State, which they won. Texas Tech, they're solid, 7-5, and then they lost Texas and K-State. They played a lot of their tougher Big 12 teams, at the bottom half of their schedule after the Iowa State, which it just, that's frustrating. I would be frustrated if I was a KU fan. Start 5-0, then 1-6 to finish the season. But there's still so much to be excited for. They're going bowl game. They're going to a bowl game for the first time since 2008, which that's got to be exciting for you as a KU fan to know that maybe it's not just basketball season like a lot of people make fun of KU for because their football is never really good. But now you can't really say that anymore because they're competitive in football and they're 6-6 and they're going to a bowl game, which is obviously exciting for KU and the Big 12 just in general.
Well, hopefully this wasn't just a 1-year fluke. We just go back.
And that's true. That's true. Which I don't know KU's schedule for next year. I'd have to look it up. But I mean, Tiger,
is it even out yet?
The non-con games are. You play non-con, but you do not know your conference in order schedule. You don't because you got to think about Hunter. UCF, Houston, Cincinnati, and BYU are joining the conference next year. Remember that. Those teams maybe might play
here next football season.
Yep.
Oh shit!
And what's crazy is OU and Texas will have to play them because their OU and Texas aren't leaving until 2025. So they'll get those teams for 2 seasons. So it's going to go from a 12 or team conference.
How's this going to work?
It's just going to be there will be more explaining to it, which we'll break it down on the podcast.
play everybody or no? Some teams
No,
won't.
no. You won't. Everybody will not play everybody. Certain teams won't play each other. Like K-State and KU will play each other because it's Sunflower Showdown, obviously. But I don't. There will be some certain games that teams don't play each other. But we'll find that out. Later on, probably in the off season.
And that's is basketball too.
Basketball. I don't know how that'll work because basketball. What I think is maybe gonna happen is you might have less non-con games, and you may play somebody only once, and then the other team's twice. So, like, what'll happen? Like, maybe could happen is K-State would play like KU twice, but like BYU only once. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're gonna until OU and Texas leave, and then it'll be 12 teams, and then it might be different, and you might play everybody twice.
Those other schools get to join Wake, and OU and Texas get to.
Because OU and Texas are leaving in 2025, and Cincinnati,
Well,
UCF,
Why do they get to join before
Because-
Texas get to leave?
because
why do
they were set to join the conference in 2023, this coming season. That's Texas and OU's choice not to leave the conference. They could leave right now if they wanted to, but they don't want to pay the money to. They have to pay a fuckload of money to leave, like a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they don't want to pay that, so they're going to stay and just deal with it. But I mean, Tiger, what do you think about KU's 6-6 season, going to a bowl game for the first time in a long time? It was an up and down year, but if you're a KU fan, it was a pretty successful year. I mean, what do you think about that, Tiger?
Yeah, I think y'all did good. I think y'all did pretty good this season. I think there could be a lot of changes here and there y'all could do in the offseason. But I think y'all are going to get into a decent bowl game this year, and I think y'all are going to have a little fun with it. And if y'all do end up playing Missouri, I think I'd be down to sitting down and watching that game because
that would actually be a good game, being serious. Like Kansas,
Missouri.
Missouri.
I think that'd be the game I'd want to watch. One of the games I'd want to watch, but no. And we'll break it down here now. I mean, we'll go down. What we'll do now here, fellas, is we'll go actually look at the conference championship games that are coming up this next weekend on Saturday. So we got first matchup. I mean, if you want to do these, we can. But we got the games on Friday are going to be UTSA, which is University of Texas San Antonio, versus North Texas, which that is Conference USA. We got
Alex.
What?
Excuse me, what the fuck are you looking at?
What do you mean? I'm on the NCAA schedule, and on the app on my computer, and then I'm looking at the Week 14 games.
Yeah, Dad, don't give me the Texas game you're talking about.
No, okay, it's whatever. Right? Yeah, it's no big deal. Well, you go to NCAA football, right? And you go to schedule, and then you go to Week 14. It should say Friday games, like Friday, then Saturday.
Yeah, the Friday game is giving me is USC versus whoever they're supposed to play.
I mean, that's the main. Wait, what? Wait, no, wait. Time out. Why is? Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. I thought that was the conference championship game. I was like, how the fuck is 2-9 Akron in the conference championship game? Never mind. Okay, that's not how it came out. Okay. I saw. I was like, wait, what? I was like, Akron in a conference championship game? Like, when the hell did they become decent? No, but USC will take on Utah, and then you got the Big 12 championship game, obviously the one I'm excited for. K-State versus TCU on ABC at 11. You got Toledo and Ohio for the championship, which that's a machination. That'll be pretty cool. You got Coastal Carolina taking on Alabama school Troy, which that's pretty cool. I guess for Tiger because he lives in that's where he's from. LSU versus Georgia.
Tigers from Troy.
No, the Troy just plays in the state of Alabama is what I meant, I guess.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Alex.
So
I had my top 25. Keep going. Sorry, dude.
Well, Honor?
No, nothing.
No, and then they play Coastal Carolina, who's been, like, really good.
Oh, no. Hunter, Troy's, like, a good 40 minutes away from me, but this would be a good game to go watch, being serious. It would.
LSU takes on Georgia, which... I mean, that game to me has no implications. Because, I mean, if Georgia loses, it does for other teams, but Georgia's going to beat LSU. No doubt, as they will. And then you got the Athletic American Conference Championship, UCF versus Tulane. And then you got the Mountain West Championship game, which is Fresno versus Boise. Then you got the Big Ten, which is Purdue versus Michigan. And then you got Clemson versus North Carolina on ABC at 7 o'clock. I mean, which one of these games out of all these, conference championship games intrigues you guys the most and makes you most interested maybe to sit down and watch the game?
All right.
Which one maybe interests you guys the most?
I'm going to go first on this one. And this was going to be a shocker because Alex is going to be like, oh, shit, you're actually going to watch this? Yes. I'm going to sit down and watch a couple of these games. But the two big main games I'm going to sit down and watch, and Alex is probably be shocked as shit. Boys, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch Kansas State and TCU. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch Kansas State try to pull the most biggest upset in the fucking world. The biggest one of all. And me being an Auburn fan, Auburn has played Kansas State. Kansas State is phenomenal. They're a good team. TCU, they're good. They know what they're doing. TCU has beat Kansas State, but that was when Kansas State, when we had this conversation before with Alex, Kansas State had a lot of bullshit go their way, a lot of injuries, and a lot of shit didn't go well. But I think this is redemption. I think this is called Kansas State redemption game. And that game right there I'm going to keep an eye on. And the other game I'm going to keep an eye on is actually Purdue, Michigan. And everybody will be like, well, why aren't you watching the Georgia LSU? Because I already know who's going to win. It's Georgia. Georgia's winning that game, no question about it. Georgia dominates. Georgia destroys LSU. Georgia's going to the playoffs. We already know that. Purdue, Michigan. If Purdue beats Michigan, guys, we don't get a Big Ten champion. We don't get a Big Ten at all.
You might get off. Well, if that happens, I will say this, dude. If you're fucking rooting for chaos to happen for the playoff, you're fucking rooting for Georgia to lose and Michigan to lose and USC to lose. You're fucking rooting for chaos. If you're rooting for chaos, you want that. Imagine that did happen. USC lost, Georgia lost, and Michigan lost. That'd be fucking chaos.
It'd be chaos.
Number 4, if TCU, imagine USC, TCU, Georgia, and Michigan all lost. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 losing. Imagine that for a second. That would be fucking chaos. Imagine that for a second, guys. That would be fucking crazy.
Crazy.
But no, Hunter, what are maybe a game or two you're looking forward to for the championship weekend and gonna maybe watch and pay attention to?
Well, I'm obviously going to be paying attention to the Big 12 championship game just because I want to see. Because I want to see. I think this is going to be TCU's biggest test. Honestly, a fully healthy team, everything's on the line for both teams. And
yeah, definitely. TCU's playing to get in the playoffs, definitely.
Yeah, I think both teams really have something to play for.
Yep.
But
what's another game maybe you're looking for? Maybe you might pay attention to look at it.
Hold on, let me go look at.
I can throw out. There's Friday night, which is USC, Utah. You got LSU, Georgia, Purdue, Michigan, Clemson, North Carolina. I mean, if you want, maybe Tulane, UCF for the smaller schools.
Wait, so for the Pac-12, it's
Utah versus USC.
I think I would be interested in that one just because USC's right on
the bubble.
They're borderline of getting in, and Utah can just play that spoiler role for them.
Most definitely. Two games. Well, obviously my team. I'm gonna obviously watch, but I will not be team K-State. But 2 games besides that one, I'm gonna say I'm intrigued by the Michigan Purdue game because I think Michigan more than likely will win. But Purdue's no slouch. I will say that they're a solid 8 team. They have a really good. Aiden O'Connell's a very good quarterback. They can throw the ball. They can run the ball. They play some nice defense. But that's going to be a test for Michigan. But I think Michigan will take care of business. But I think that's a game it'd be worth watching. The other one I will say, probably Utah USC as well. Because I have no intentions to watch the Georgia LSU game. I might, but I mean, unless LSU pulls off a miraculous upset, Georgia's going to win. Georgia's just better. They are better than everybody right now. I think Tulane UCF's intriguing because Tulane's a smaller school, 19th in the country, going to go up in the rankings on Tuesday, and if they win, they're going to go to a New Year's Six bowl because they're going to be the best group of 5 team, which is pretty awesome as well, which is pretty cool for them. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Let's see. We got. What do you guys think on the rankings on Tuesday night when they come out? Like, what is your anticipation and expectation for who's going to be where on Tuesday? And where do you guys believe? What do you think your 1 through 10 will more than likely be?
1 through 10? I don't know.
You're just top 10 in general. I mean, if you had to take a guess, like, you know, if you look at it, certain teams like Georgia will stay at 1. You guys agree with me on that?
Yeah.
Let's say lose.
No, I'm saying because the Tuesday the playoff rankings come out again. It'll be the last one before they select. So like 1 on Tuesday night after the rankings come out, Georgia will be 1. I think 2 will be Michigan. 3 will be TCU. 4 will be
You
USC.
think Bama will be top 5?
I think Bama will go to 6. I think Ohio State will fall to 5.
I don't know.
I think USC will be unless they consider that loss for Ohio State bad. Like what? Not like a bad loss to a good team, but like getting blown out. I guess maybe. But I think Georgia State's 1, Michigan goes to 2, TCU's 3, USC's 4, Ohio State's 5, Alabama's 6. I think. I mean, if you really want to stay chaos, I think fucking Tennessee could go to 7, maybe. If we're gonna go like, Penn State could probably go to 8. I think K-State will be 9 or 8, probably. One of them maybe around there because LSU's gonna drop. LSU getting beat by a 4-7 A&M team. To me, you should not even be in the top 10.
I wouldn't say top 15.
They're not
LSU's going to be out.
Well, they're obviously out, but I'm saying they're out of the top 10.
I don't mean out of the playoffs. I mean out of top 10.
Oh, obvious. To me, no doubt. They're not even the best 3-loss team in my eyes.
No, I think your best 3-loss team, actually, might be, it's probably fucking Utah, actually.
What about Oregon?
Maybe on a good day, but it just depends.
Most people on the internet, what's crazy about this is most people, they say the best 3-loss team in the country is 6-8. But I mean, I'm not facing. But
look, Alex, I'll say this for you, brother. And you
I'm going to say it like this. I think K-State would beat Oregon, personally.
I think it can. I think y'all.
That might be a tough matchup for K-State.
Because I mean, yes, Oregon has speed, but I mean that don't scare me. It's not 2012 with Mariota and fucking D'Anthony Thomas where they were retardedly speed.
Correct.
K-State would beat LSU personally. I have no fear in that matchup. If they play in the Sugar Bowl, I'm not scared of them.
Well,
I think
this is K-State's chance to catch a lot of eyes if they beat TCU.
I'll say this, Alex. I'll say this right now for you, brother. If y'all put up a hell of a good ball game against TCU and beat them, and I'll say this, if Georgia wins, and this is me just being chaos motherfucker.
Well, they're not going to get in the playoff.
No. Hold on a second. This is just being crazy right now. Michigan loses, TCU loses, and USC loses, and y'all put up a good statement. My curiosity is, I think your Final Four ends up being Georgia, Alabama, Kansas State, and I think Utah jumps in as the last spot.
No. So, K-State has no chance of getting in because they have 3 losses and they don't have.
Hey, Bama's got 2. What do you think?
Well, Bama has 2, but the difference is Bama they beat some really good teams. But I mean, from what I read, the scenario K-State even needs to get in is fucking absolutely ridiculous, which is like it's almost impossible.
What do you need?
They need Michigan to lose, beat TCU. They needed LSU to lose today. They need USC to lose in the Pac-12 championship game. They need Clemson to lose. Oregon. They need basically everybody almost in front of them to lose.
That didn't blow my mind.
And then they need to win the Big 12 championship game. I mean, if K-State wins the Big 12 championship game, so K-State, in my eyes, on Tuesday will go to probably 9 or 8. Okay, if they win that game in Arlington on next Saturday, they will probably go. I will say to 7. I think they could go to 7, maybe even 6. But what's crazy about this is they would be, if there was a 12-team playoff format this year, they would be in the playoffs. That's a fucking crazy thing about this.
Yeah, and the funny part is, y'all would either end up hosting possibly Washington or Utah.
Yep, absolutely, dude. And that's the crazy thing about the playoff format, Hunter, with it going to 12 teams now, is it won't be in a neutral site. The higher seed will host the game at home.
Oh, really?
Yep. So say we'll just retrospect this. TCU 4 seed they'll play the number, so they'd play probably the number 8, I would guess, of how that would work.
Yeah.
So they would play currently Clemson. So TCU would host Clemson at home.
For the bowl game.
No, it'll be when the playoffs, the 12-team format comes out, it'll be a 12-team playoff. It won't be 4 anymore. It'll be 12.
Oh yeah, when is that?
Next season.
I think they said that. No, not next season. The season after. I think they said the earliest it would be 2024.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so
you're gonna do it. You're gonna do 4 teams this year and 4 teams next year, and we'll be done.
Yep, and then you'll be down. You'll be fucking back to the.
They will go on 12, and we'll be fine and dandy.
Let
me ask you this, Alex.
This is a retrospect, fellas. Okay, and we'll do it like this. So this is what we'll do. Okay, so. And this is, I looked it up here and kind of how to explain it to you. So so this was posted, I think, 4 days ago, the 22nd of November, which is actually about a week ago. Okay, so the number 1 team would get a bye, Georgia. Number 1, 2, and 3, and 4 would get a bye. They'd be sitting there waiting. 8 would play 9, so Clemson would host Oregon. And this is just before today. So Clemson would host Oregon, Michigan would host Tulane, while Alabama would host Tennessee and LSU would host Penn State. Basically saying the winner of Clemson and Oregon would play Georgia, the winner of Michigan Tulane would play USC, the winner of Alabama Tennessee would play Ohio State, and the winner of LSU Penn State would play TCU. And then you'd go to your neutral site bowl games, and then your neutral site games, and then you'd go from there. Which that would be, I think the 12-team playoff format is going to be freaking pretty cool. Because you're going to see teams that normally don't ever have a chance to get in.
Yeah.
And it's going to be exciting for college
K-State
football.
could often be in that running.
Especially with the new Big 12 and with OU and Texas leaving. The Big 12 is going to be pretty insane.
The Big 12 could have 3 teams in there.
Alex, I got something you made me laugh at real quick.
What's up?
So, I wanted to go look at the bowl prediction here real quick. We're going to talk about this for a second here.
Which one was this? The most recent one?
This is the most recent one. This is the 22nd. They'll do an update probably on Tuesday.
I think Connor already told me about some of these.
Okay. So, their prediction is their 4 teams is Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, USC. I got no problem with that. No problem with that whatsoever. I would love to see that tournament. And you got Michigan and Clemson looking out. But since Ohio State lost, I think you're going to get Ohio State drop to 5, Michigan go to 3. And I think your 4 would be Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and USC. But this is them.
So this is what Yahoo News, they posted. They predicted the top 25 guys. If you want me to read it to you, I can. 25 would be Ole Miss. 24 is North Carolina. 23 is North Carolina State. 22 South Carolina. 21 UCF. 20 is Texas. 19 is Oregon State. 18 is Tulane. 17 is Notre Dame. 16 is UCLA. Florida State's 15. Utah's 14. Oregon's 13, Clemson's 12, 11 is LSU, 10 is Washington. Kansas State would go to 9. I honestly forgot where I predicted them to go. Or Penn State would be 8. Tennessee would be 7. Alabama would be 6. Ohio State would be 5. Yep. USC would be 4. 3 TCU, 2 Michigan, and 1 would be Georgia. Basically about right where I said it would pretty much it'd be. If it ends up like that, that's completely probably correct. But I mean, what do you guys think? Does that sound about accurate? Probably.
Yeah.
It's about normal. Yeah. I think it's normal because I just pulled up the list you just read, and in my opinion, I think it looks good.
So we got, if you look at the bowl game, right now it'd be Ohio State and TCU in the Peach Bowl. Oh, not Ohio State, my bad. This was fucking wrong. I wish they would update them like the bowl game predictions.
Yeah,
right
but they're going off of.
the
I know what you're reading, but go ahead.
No, I know. They would like do it like after the games and stuff, like after like
Yeah.
a certain time, like late at night or whatever.
I agree. But hey, you know what? I will say this. I know y'all. Well, this is done before this weekend. I'll say this now. If Kansas State ends up playing LSU in a Sugar Bowl, I am sorry to say, as an SEC conference team or SEC support, I would actually pick Kansas State in that game. No question about it. If that ever happened.
Yeah, and this is kind of crazy. A lot of people are happy besides Texas fans, but this fucking OU fan said, he says, I respect K-State for this. He says, they secured a spot in Arlington. They check mark. Secured a Sugar Bowl invite. Check mark. Likely a top 10 ranking tomorrow or on Tuesday, and then AP probably check. Screw Texas out of a championship game berth. Check mark. That's a double check mark. OU fans being toxic towards Texas fans. It's hilarious, but no doubt. Let's see here.
Alex.
What's up?
So, I don't know if Hunter looked at this earlier, but Hunter, what's your thought process on a prediction of Kansas versus Michigan State in the First Responder Bowl?
Tigers. So I was going to tell you real quick that won't happen because Michigan State's not bowl eligible now.
I figured.
With their longest today. So, me and Hunter were talking about it before you joined. I'm looking at probably, if you look at the bowls, I'm looking at the First Responder Bowl, the Liberty Bowl, and the
Alex?
Bowl for KU. Yeah, what's up?
They had a prediction of Auburn getting in and playing Baylor.
That was probably, I remember talking about that was a couple weeks, that was like last week, Tiger.
Yeah, I know.
I
don't know, but that'd be kind of funny. So I'm assuming the championship game this year is in California.
For which game?
College playoff.
Or the playoffs bowl game. It's the Peach Bowl and the I believe Fiesta Bowl. The ones in Arizona and the others in I think southern somewhere. I think one's in Georgia, the others in California or Arizona or something. Connor, what do you think on the? What am I say? Oh, God damn it! No, what am I doing? There we go.
Do we know where he went? Hello?
What's up, Tiger?
Do we know where he went?
Who?
Hunter.
He's right here. He just said hello.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. You're good.
Humbug,
I
my
kind of
signal
brain
is
farted.
totally
I'm trying to
ghosting
think
me.
of
Switch to Verizon. They'll get.
I know there's one team already in a bowl game that's already set.
Yeah.
And that's Miami, Ohio. They're in the Conference Bowl.
And somehow UAB is going to it.
Oh, it's UAB versus Miami. Oh, that's not cool.
You know what? Just for the fuck of it, since it's the University of Alabama Birmingham, I would definitely root for them just because UAB's used to have a phenomenal fucking basketball team. So it would be good to see their football team to bring home a trophy.
Most definitely. Hunter, what is something you guys want to talk about maybe starting today? And for maybe even further down in the future.
Like, what do you mean? What do I want
Like,
to talk?
since like the NFL, well, not the NFL, but college football is kind of its season's starting to kind of get down to the end, like a conference championship week, and then the bowl games. I mean, and we still got a little bit of
college football's done.
Probably the NBA more than likely.
Probably just the NBA and college basketball.
What about the NFL still is to go.
Oh yeah, the NFL, NBA, and college basketball. Yeah.
And then if there's any news for college football, we'll bring that up as well. Screw it, we'll throw some NBA in tonight because you know what, college football was pretty fucking a crazy night.
I mean, we could talk about the NFL tonight.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Tomorrow is Sunday. I forget. Okay.
I feel like there's probably not a lot to talk about in the NBA right now.
Yeah, that is true since it's early on. So, what do you guys think? We'll break down the Thursday Thanksgiving games. Buffalo went on the road to Detroit, won on a late field goal. The Giants lost to the Cowboys in an 8-point loss. The Vikings and the Patriots had a nice game as well in the nightcap. I mean, which one of those three games kind of intrigued these guys the most?
Definitely the Cowboys and Giants game.
Why did that one, maybe intrigue you the most?
Well, just because it was a divisional rival game, and both teams were like 7-2 or whatever at the time.
Yeah, definitely.
And plus, it just shows. I don't know. It has some playoff implications to it, like who's going to win that division.
What's crazy about that division in general is there could be 3 teams in that division make the playoffs, which is kind of the Giants, the Cowboys. The Commanders would be like, most definitely. I think the one that intrigued me the most was Detroit and Buffalo, just because I think a lot of people probably expected the Bills to blow Detroit out, but it's crazy. Detroit plays so hard, it's crazy. They buy into what Dan Campbell wants. They play really hard, but their defense fucking flat sucks, and they gave up a big 40-yard pass to fucking Stephon Diggs to get them close in that field range. Which I was kind of rooting for Detroit in that game because I don't really want Buffalo to succeed, obviously, but I like Jamal Williams, the running back, as well. I like Jamal St. Brown. But I like Dan Campbell, their coach, a lot. But no, I was rooting for Detroit. I mean, out of those 3 games, Tiger, which one intrigued you the most?
Bills Lions, bro, because I was on my way up to my grandparents' house. I had to keep an eye on it, basically driving while keeping an eye on fantasy, bro. I got to give Lions props, man. Y'all, they played fucking phenomenal, bro. I have never seen, because like you said, their coach, bro, their coach is good. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's got to get going. And they even give him more props. The Lions were winning this game, by the way. They were winning this game. And I sat there in the car and told myself, I said, if the Lions beat the Bills ain't the team to keep an eye on. I'm sorry to say, boys, Bills look good, but they're not that good. The Lions just proved why. And you can do what you can do. So if I'm every other team, play like the Lions did and just shut them down. You'll win.
Definitely. We'll get into these Sunday games The noon slate here is the Tampa's at Cleveland, Cincinnati's at Tennessee, Houston's in Miami, Chicago's at New York, Atlanta's at Washington, Denver is at Carolina, Baltimore is at Jacksonville. Out of those games, guys, out of any of those, obviously, which one maybe opens your eye a bit or makes you maybe want to sit down and watch that game?
Did you say like all of them tomorrow, basically?
I said the noon games.
Oh, noon.
I can repeat them. I can repeat them if you want me to.
Oh, hold on. Let me look at the games.
I mean, obviously for me, it'd probably be my team, Atlanta versus Washington, because if Atlanta wins, obviously they go back to 6-6. And
honestly, none of those 12 o'clock games really catch my
attention. If I had to pick one, it'd probably be Atlanta and Washington because it's 5-16.
Probably, yeah.
5.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, because both those teams are fighting for a wild card, so
definitely that'd be probably the most. Actually,
maybe the Bucks too.
Well, actually, I guess maybe Cincinnati, Tennessee. I forget Tennessee's pretty solid and they're winning their division, and Cincinnati's trying to keep pace for a wild card.
Yep. Tomorrow's a must-win. Green Bay has to win out to have a chance at a playoff spot.
What's the most intriguing noon game for you, Tiger?
Bears Jets.
That's a solid one.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, Jets have a chance to make the playoffs. The Jets have a chance.
Oh yeah.
The Jets are trying to.
What do you guys think about? Did you guys see that thing with Zach Wilson not taking any of the blame for his team only scoring 3 points?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I think that's smart because what that does is now
he's not starting anymore now because of that.
Yeah, he got benched because it makes him look selfish because he's
he's got a leader, right? That's not a leader right there.
Criticism. I mean, when your offense struggles and you're the quarterback, you only put up 3 points. You're the ball's in your hands, dude. You gotta take criticism. Obviously, the defense kept you in the game. Only gave up 10 points to a pretty okay Patriots team, but now I believe it'll be Joe Flacco starting. No, it's Mike White. I think it's Mike White or Joe Flacco starting for the Jets. I'm not for sure. I'd have to look, but I think they'll probably take care of business against Chicago tomorrow.
I think that'll be a close game.
Justin Fields is playing hurt. He said he was playing with a partial torn ligament somewhere.
I'll actually take the Bears to win that game.
Really?
Yeah.
So the 3 o'clock games are Chargers, Arizona, Vegas, and Seattle. The Rams, Kansas City, and then there's Niners and the Saints. Out of those, for me, I would say probably the Chiefs Rams play if I had to pick one because
the Chiefs are gonna destroy the Rams.
I mean, that's my whole. I don't know who to pick then because
I'd say the Saints and Niners.
Maybe the Saints Niners probably actually might be a pretty nice game. I mean, I guess Vegas Seattle has potential to be a nice game. Both pretty good offenses. I mean, that's possible as well. I mean, what do you think, Connor?
I think I'd go with for the best game overall. I'd probably say probably the 49ers and Saints, and then probably after that I'd have to say the Cardinals and Chargers.
What do you think, Tiger?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think the 49ers Saints game is going to be a very interesting one. I think Jimmy G is finally healthy, getting his shit in order. And, boys, the 49ers are looking phenomenal. They are looking scary right now.
I will make a statement about the Niners, dude. And it's a funny statement. It's kind of, and some people disagree with me, some people agree. Jimmy G is by far the most hated quarterback, overhated quarterback in the league.
But Alex, both of us basically need the Niners to lose, though.
No, I know I'm rooting for the Saints, obviously. But what I'm saying is Jimmy G is so overhated. He is not a horrible quarterback. Is he an elite quarterback by any means? No. But I would take Jimmy G over guys like Carson Wentz and fucking some other quarterback. I'd take him over Carson Wentz. Honestly, you know what? bold statement. I would take Jimmy G over Justin because I think Justin is extremely overrated, and I think Jimmy G is a fucking winner, dude. He wins. You know what? What has he done? I mean, yes, he got to the Super Bowl and they lost. But you know what? You got to realize they played a fucking very good Chiefs team with the best quarterback in the game. And you know what? And Jimmy G's a winner, dude. What has he done wrong for people to hate him? Because you know what? Maybe he isn't the flashiest and the most talented quarterback, dude. But he wins. You know that's what it's all about is winning. If I'm mistaken, you know what I'm saying, guys.
Yeah.
He wins. He's been in. Okay, I have a question for you. This is a bold prediction. Not really bold. It's not a prediction, but it's just a possibility. What if the Niners won the Super Bowl with Jimmy G? What do you do now? You get rid of Jimmy G and go with Trey Lance, or do you keep Jimmy G? I mean, what do you do? Honestly, I'd keep Jimmy G. I'm sorry, but to me, you cannot get rid of a quarterback if he was to win a Super Bowl for your team.
Right, I agree. I don't think you get rid of Jimmy G. I think you stick Trey Lance bang behind his ass and do the job. That's all you gotta do.
And you know what? And if they did get rid of him, dude, a team like maybe the Packers, if Aaron Rodgers retired, could get Jimmy G, or maybe somebody like I don't know. Maybe if Tampa lost Brady, retired. Maybe Tampa. I don't know, just any other team that maybe needs a quarterback. The Jets, maybe if Zach Wilson doesn't work out, they could get Jimmy G. Like, if he wins the Super Bowl, dude, Jimmy G is gonna get. If he's not with the Niners next year, he will be a starter somewhere else.
I should tell you the truth. I don't have no problem with the boy coming to the Steelers.
Probably not because Kenny Pickett's probably he's gonna be their guy. But and then we got the Sunday night game. This is Hunter's team, Green Bay, traveling on the road in a tough place to play Philadelphia, and a must-win to keep any hope for a wild card berth alive. I mean, Hunter, what do you see here? Do you believe the Packers can get it done on the road against this very good Philly team with Jalen Hurts and their solid defense? Do you think Green Bay will be do you think there'll be enough in the passing game to get them through it, or will they maybe not have to throw the ball as much and just try to run the ball and do what they got to do to win?
I do not think we're going to get blown out, but I think for us to win the game, we're going to have to really control the time of possession, or else Jalen will just kill us.
Yeah,
because our run defense already sucks.
So Green Bay's 4-7. So yeah, they got.
I think we have to run the
Philly,
ball.
Chicago, the Rams, Dolphins, Vikings, and the Lions. I mean, those are some winnable games. Like a lot of games, to maybe make the playoffs and make a run. It all starts tomorrow. If they lose, they're in a lot of trouble, and they need a lot to happen.
It's over if we lose.
More than likely, because they'll be 4-8.
I don't know. We're gonna need some Rodgers magic or something.
Definitely. I think, like you said,
I think it'll be a good game. I don't think we'll get blown out by any means, but I think too much Jalen Hurts and Philly's defense will make it difficult for Rodgers to be able to throw the ball. I think they're gonna probably apply some pressure, get to Aaron Rodgers. I just don't know if Green Bay's receivers are capable enough of making plays against a really good Philly secondary. Like you said, if maybe they're able to control the clock, Green Bay, maybe with their running game, they might then keep it away from that offense for Philly. They may win the game. I just think too much Philly. I think I'd say like a 24-17, something like that. Yeah, I could see that.
Definitely. What do you think, Tiger, about Sunday Night Football with Green Bay and Philadelphia?
Eagles are too much, dude. Their defense. They went out and picked up two new boys that are dominant on that line. And Eagles are just. I'm sorry to say it, Hunter. The only way y'all win this ball game is if Aaron Rodgers starts throwing the fucking ball. That's the only way you're gonna win this ball game.
I know.
I think it's the complete opposite. I think we have to run the ball.
I mean, I think it's a mixture of both. I think
Philly has looked beatable though.
They have looked beatable. That is true. You are completely correct. And Green Bay's going there. Really not. They don't have much. I mean, they have stuff to play for, obviously. But I guess how I should say it is they have a lot less to lose than Philly does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, obviously but I think if Green Bay, I think what Philly will do is they'll stack the box and they'll make those receivers make them pay. They'll play
And
one-on-one and
we
they'll make
can't
Aaron Rodgers beat them. Which I think Aaron Rodgers, I think a key guy to watch out for. I think a key player for the receiving core of Green Bay. I don't know if he's playing or not.
Christian Watson.
Is he playing, Hunter? Is Romeo Dobbs?
I think Dobbs is gonna miss this game too.
Is he gonna? Okay, then a key guy is
Christian Watson he's had 2 really good games in a row.
Yep, he's a key. If he can get going, Green Bay has a shot. They gotta be able to throw the ball because Philly's gonna make them throw the ball. They're gonna stack the box with 7 guys, and they're gonna play one-on-one and make Aaron Rodgers throw the ball to these receivers. You know what I'm saying?
You'll be able to watch the game either.
You'll be where at work.
Working, yep.
Just put it on Dofu Sports.
I was watching the KU game because it was really slow today.
You're probably getting pissed at work, like wanting to throw your fucking phone
I was
the
like,
wall.
Bro, when we muffed that punt, I was like, so typical. That's exactly what I said. Just typical KU moment.
No, you're good. Then we got Monday Night Football. This is Tigers' team. His 3-7 Steelers taking on the fucking Matt Ryan-led fucking Indianapolis Colts here on the road. I don't even know what their record is. They are 4-6-1 here. I mean, what do you think about this game, Tiger? Do you think Steelers got a shot here on the road? Do you think their offense can make enough plays and their defense will get some stops to give them a chance to maybe beat the Colts on the road here? What do you got, Tiger?
So I'm going to be honest with you, boys. I would love to see Pittsburgh pull this dub right here. And if Pittsburgh can pull it off, hey, man, it's a gorgeous try to get us back in rhythm. Maybe take a run and go take a shot for a wild card spot. It'd be funny as hell if it happens. But the thing is that for us to win this ball game, you're going to have to get after Matt Ryan. I know Matty Ice is good. He is phenomenal. He knows what he's doing. He is better under pressure than he is when he's not pressured. I have found that out really quickly. And the one guy on the other side of that defense, and Alice can agree with me on this, TJ has got to get to him. TJ has got to get to him. But if I know the Colts are going to double team them, so now you're going to lean on Cameron Hayward, you're going to lean on Fitzpatrick, you're going to lean on the boys out there to do their job.
You know, I will make a call for this game. So the Colts offensive line is not very – they've been pretty bad this year. I think TJ – I'll make a prediction right now. I think Pittsburgh wins this game. I think they make enough plays offensively, force some turnovers. I think TJ will get to Matt Ryan. I think Pittsburgh will win this game, and I think they'll win in a low-scoring. I'm going to go 16-10. Low-scoring defensive game here, and I think they'll make enough plays at the end. I think both teams suck in their own way. I think Pittsburgh right after this game, if they win, they're going to go to 4-7. Have some favorable games. I mean, they got on the road at Atlanta, home for Baltimore, which is always a rivalry, and it can go either way a lot of the times. At Carolina, home for Oakland or Las Vegas Raiders. At Baltimore, at home for Cleveland. I mean, they got some winnable games here. I know for Mike Tomlin to finish over 500, they keep a streak going for his career as a coach with Pittsburgh. They got to go they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left. They got to go 6-1 for that to happen. I mean, that's doable, but I mean, they got to win. They got to start winning. I mean, it's possible, but I mean, I think it's gonna be tough to beat Baltimore twice.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be.
I think that's what it comes down to. I think they could win. I think they'll win Monday night. I haven't really seen picking the right team and Brandon to win, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really, really hard for Pittsburgh to go 8-8.
I'll say this
It's
now.
do-
If Pittsburgh finishes this season,
If they finish 9-8 with the type of team they have this year, that would be a fucking.
it would be
success.
phenomenal. I'd be happy as
It'd be
hell.
a fucking miracle if they finish that. But I mean, Hunter,
At
what
that
do you
point,
think?
just tank for a pick. Screw that.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If they lose Monday night and they lose to Atlanta, they'll be 3-9. At that point, I agree with Hunter. Just fucking lose. Develop Kenny Pickett, get him better, and just fucking go for a good pick and go for maybe a receiver or somebody on the offensive line, improve the offensive line, or maybe another defensive player or something.
What is your prediction? I think the Atlanta and Washington game will be really good because, well, Washington's really hot right now. What do you think?
That is, well, obviously, I will go with my team to win, but I think that honestly will probably be. I think that's the best game of the noon slate. I think it's gonna be the most exciting game, no doubt. I think Atlanta's got to be able to do their thing. If they're able to run the ball, I don't know how good Washington is against the run. I haven't even really looked. Washington, I mean, I'd have to look. I know. So looks like they're going to be missing. Chase Young will be questionable. That's their best defensive end. Cole Holcomb, who's their best linebacker, is going to be out. It's going to be nice weather, solid weather on the road in Washington. I think Atlanta's got to be able to run the ball like they always do. That's their thing. Got to be able to run the ball. If they're able to do that, I think Atlanta was going to win this game. I think they'll be able to control the clock, keep it away from Carson Wentz and their solid offense they got going in Washington. If I make a smart pick here, I'd probably pick Washington. I think they're going to throw the ball a lot, and I think they're too much for,
Yeah. But you can't pick against your team.
But I can obviously, you can obviously pick against your team. Atlanta's going to wear the black helmets, white jersey, and pants tomorrow. That's a lot. I think Mariota has gotten a lot of criticism for my Atlanta. And I'm not saying he's been perfect by any means, because he has not been perfect. But he's gotten a lot more criticism than he deserves. He's having a solid year.
Well, I don't know how you can criticize them when you look at the team. I mean, that is
true.
Like the worst team in the league.
Atlanta, talent-wise, by roster, has one of the worst rosters in the league. That you are completely correct. And now Atlanta lost Kyle Pitts for the season, which is just an awful injury for him to be out. He got hurt. He tore his, I think his MCL, I believe, if I remember correctly, something like that. He got hurt. He's out for the year. So now it's going to come. Now Drake London, the rookie, is going to have to be big for Atlanta. But Mariota's having a solid season. He's not been perfect, but I mean, he's completing 62% of his passes, has 1,800 yards passing, 13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He hasn't been bad by any means. Has he been perfect? No, not at all. He's having a solid game, a solid season. Also, running the ball as well. With the Atlanta rushing offense, he's pretty solid as well. He has fucking. If I'd have to look at the stats, I'd have to find it here. I mean, he probably has. I'd say at least. I think he has like 400-some yards rushing. Like, he's been really solid. I mean, but he's getting criticism because he doesn't have the best deep ball accuracy, and there's a lot of times he misses guys down deep, which and if it was a different quarterback, it probably would be a touchdown, and that gets irritating at times. But like I told a lot of people, how can you bench a guy that's winning? You know what I'm saying? Like if Atlanta went on like a 3 or 4 game losing streak, then you could maybe consider putting in Desmond Ridder, but like you can't bench a guy for losing. I mean, you know what I'm saying, Hunter and Tiger? Like, you can't bench a guy for losing.
Well, actually, hold up. Wait a minute. I'm going to say this as nice as I can, Alex, and you tell me if this sounds like a dick move. Pittsburgh did it. What's your thought process?
Well, they did it with Trubisky. They did it with Trubisky. He was losing. I meant to say when the Atlanta cannot bench Mariota for winning. He's winning until they start losing with them. Like Arthur Smith said, they're gonna keep going with Mariota because they're in the playoff. That's why he feels like he gives them the best chance to win. You know what I'm saying? And I'd have to look here, at the NFL draft board here, maybe some guys you guys are intrigued by here. So currently, at the moment here, fellow friends in this podcast, we got so right now this is the mock draft for you guys, and just tell me your thought process of this here. What do you think, Hunter? What do you think Green Bay's biggest need? Obviously, is you're gonna obviously say wide receiver.
What is our biggest need
for the draft? In the draft, what do you think
for the draft?
Definitely, yeah.
Oh man,
Hunter's like that's
probably
such a
some
toy.
offensive linemen and
Maybe a receiver.
Yeah, receivers.
So as of right now, I'll give you guys the top first pick. So the number one pick would be Bryce Young from Alabama. He'd go to Houston because they get the number one pick right now. Number two would be Will Anderson, who is a really good edge rusher for Alabama. Good for Bears. Will Levis would be number three. He's a quarterback from Kentucky. He's a pretty solid quarterback. Goes to Carolina. Number four is the Steelers. They would get Jalen Carter. He is a 6'3", 300-pound defensive lineman from Georgia. He's a pretty solid, really good player. He'd be a good quality interior defensive lineman to pair up with Cam Hayward, who's getting up there in age. Probably be his replacement. But so this is an interesting pick for me, and it's crazy how they get this pick with being pretty good this year, but they got it from the Broncos and the Russell Wilson trade. Is the Seahawks? They get the number 5 pick, which is crazy to me. This is who they draft, and it's surprising to me. And I don't know how you can draft him with your quarterback, Geno Smith, playing like this. They would draft at number 5 C.J. Stroud, quarterback from Ohio State. I don't know how you could go away from Geno, who's playing at such a really good level right now. But I mean,
well, there's no harm in drafting him and just.
That is true because it is true. Geno is 32. You don't know how long. This could be a 1-year, one-hit wonder type season for Geno Smith.
And I don't think he can take them to that next level,
I don't
contender.
think he can either. So number 6 would be Detroit. They would get interior defensive lineman Brian Brees, who's at Clemson. He's a really, really good player. Number 7 is Quentin Johnson. Actually, the receiver, the first one off the board from TCU, would go to Jacksonville. That'd be a good pick for them to get some receiving depth on their team, which that's kind of where they struggle a little bit as the receivers, and he's a really good player from TCU. Colts would get a guy from, I am not going to attempt to say his name because I can't even say it. He's some guy from Penn State, solid offensive tackle. He's a big dude, really weird name, can't even say it to be honest. But the Raiders at number 9 would draft Paris Johnson Jr. He's on the lineman with the tackle from Ohio State. Miles Murphy, the Texans get the number 10 pick, who is a defensive lineman from Clemson. 11, Keely Ringo, he's a cornerback from Georgia. Number 12 is Detroit. They would get Michael Mayer. He's a tight end. They actually drafted the tight end to replace T.J. Hawkinson. 13 would be Peter Sikoransky. He's a Northwestern offensive lineman. He's one of the better offensive linemen of the draft. All right, Hunter, this one gets interesting. Green Bay Packers, 14th pick. They would draft Jordan Addison. He's a wide receiver from USC. He's 6 foot tall. He's under 75 pounds. He's actually one of the best wide receivers in the country. He's really, really, really good. If Aaron stay.
Did you say he's only 6 feet tall though?
He's 6 foot, but he's got some speed. He's pretty fast. He's a really good route runner. He's kind of honestly a Devontae Adams 2.0, but he's probably
not near as big.
Not near as big, but he's got some speed, and he's a really good player. If you're looking at receivers, if Quentin Johnson's there, that's who I would take. The guy from
How tall? So that dude would just be like a Randall Cobb for us.
Kind of, but he's fast, and he's a really good route runner. If Quentin Johnson, how tall is he? From TCU, he's 6'4".
That dude's a stud.
He is a stud. If he's there, it's Atlanta.
Oh, I would love to take him.
Atlanta, this pick, as much as I hate where he plays in college, oh my fucking Lord, I would be so excited. I'd be shitting in my pants if we got this guy. Number 15, the Falcons draft Bijan Robinson from Texas. I would love that. I'm honestly hoping for that. If that would be amazing. The way we're wanting to run the ball, the dude's so fucking good. He is so talented. It's unreal how good Bijan Robinson is. He fucking lit up my team. He lit up KU. He's lit up everybody this year. He's arguably the best running back in the country. I mean, I don't know. He's so fucking good. But, no, those are... but, I mean, what else do you think about the NFL and how this season's gone? And what's been the most surprising thing to you guys for the NFL season this year?
Most surprising? Yeah.
I honestly didn't think the Vikings would be this freaking good. And I didn't think the Broncos would suck this bad.
Yeah, no, actually, I gotta agree. Alex, what the fuck? Eagles look phenomenal, or not phenomenal?
Yeah.
Eagles look fucking interesting. Vikings fucking playing like they're possible Super Bowl contenders. And the funny part is the rumor had gone around before even the season started that Brady was going for another title. The Bucks are 5-5. The fuck?
I mean, I think the biggest surprises for me, I would agree with Hunter on one for sure. I think I predicted the Vikings to win the NFC North. I didn't expect them to be this good, but they've been pretty surprising. Justin Jefferson was looking like the best receiver in the NFL by far, and Kirk Cousins is having a pretty decent year. He's just doing his thing. Their defense has been really good. Dalvin Cook's done his thing. I think one of the biggest surprises to me, and a lot of people aren't really talking about it as much, is how compact and how stacked I have a couple actually, and one of them is kind of together. One of them is how everybody said the AFC West would be the best division of all time, and how that division flat fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And how the Chiefs are just dominating it. They have a 3-game lead in the division. The Chargers suck. The Raiders suck. The Broncos suck. That's probably the most, that's the thing I thought. Because, you guys got to agree with me. Everybody said that division was so stacked. And the Chiefs, a lot of people said the Chiefs might be the worst team in that division. And the Chiefs were fucking still running.
Yeah, I was hyped for that division.
And my next one, and this is kind of multiple ones here, is how close the NFC East is and how close the AFC East is. How, the AFC East with the Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots is literally a 2-game difference. And how
the NFC East is, really surprising because, 2 years ago, they were, the worst division in football, and everyone was below 500.
Yep, absolutely. And how the Eagles are 9-1, Cowboys 8-3, Giants 7-4. It's a literal within a couple game difference. It's fucking crazy. And I think in the AFC East, 8-3 Bills, 7-3 Dolphins, 6-4 Jets, 6-5 Patriots. It's so close. The Bills have a couple bad games. Patriots win a couple in a row. Dolphins, Jets go 1-1 or whatever. The Patriots are right there almost at the top of the division already. If that happens, it's so close. If you need to be almost perfect in a couple of games to keep yourself on top of the division. It's pretty unreal.
Yeah, no, it's something that's catching a lot of people's eyes.
And the one thing I will agree with Tiger on is I like Brady. Everybody thought Brady and Tampa were going to go for another Super Bowl run. I think and by far the NFC South is by far the worst division in the NFL. Not saying my team's particularly bad. But
nah, bro, I gotta change that with you, brother. I'm sorry to say it. Fucking AFC North is fucking trash, dude. I'm sorry to say it, Only reason why we're trash is because Pittsburgh's having an off season. Cleveland's always been trash, and it's just down to Baltimore and Cincinnati trying to get their shit in order.
I mean, I think Baltimore's overrated as fuck, and I think Cincinnati was a one-hit wonder last year. I think the NFC South is by far the worst division in the NFL. You have the 5-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the 5-6 Falcons, 4-7 Saints, 3-8 Panthers. Everybody's bad in that division in their own way, but I think that division could very well come down to like the last weekend of the season. If you look at the playoffs right now, the Chiefs 1 seed, Bills 2, Titans 3, Ravens 4, Dolphins 5. The Bengals are 6, and the Jets actually get in at the 7. That's fucking crazy. And then the NFC is actually the Philly, Vikings, San Fran, Tampa, Dallas, the Giants, and the Seahawks. The Falcons are a game out of, being right there in the division lead. They are about actually a game. They're about a game out. What's crazy actually is if Atlanta's about a game, I believe, in a game and something out, or a game out of the 7 seed for the wild card. So Atlanta's right there in the race. So is Washington. What's crazy though is like the Patriots are right there, the Chargers are there. The Colts are kind of there. Like it's gonna come down to a pretty wild, I think, final. What is it, like 6 games or something? 7 games.
Yeah.
7 games. It's going to be pretty interesting. I mean, what do you think, Hunter?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting.
What do you think, Tiger?
Because, everybody still has a chance.
No, like you said, I think this is going to be very interesting because I think right now, just even looking at the standings, what blows my mind is the NFC, everybody has a possible shot to get into the wild card. That's just how it is. Detroit has a shot. Green Bay, like Hunter said, if they go on a fucking run, they got a shot. Saints got a shot. Atlanta, same thing. That's a fucking tight-ass fucking race, boys.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, well, I just saw something to you. Did the Clippers fumble the bag? The Clippers. SGA this season is averaging 31 points a game, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, shooting 51% from the field, and he's shooting 37% from 3. Did the Clippers lose the trade with Paul George?
You said, did they?
I'm asking you, overall, did the Clippers win that trade in getting Paul George, or did they lose that trade?
If they don't end up getting a ring with those two, then they lost the trade,
Yeah, I was going to
Can you
say,
think
probably
about-
a lot. I would have to agree with Hunter. If they don't,
You look at Shy's having an unreal season so far. I mean, are the Clippers any? What are the Clippers' record here? The Clippers are.
The West is so close.
The West actually right now I think is worse than the East
For sure, yeah.
right now. I think, and the Lakers have won 5 of their last 6. Man, they're starting to get it rolling. I think LeBron's back. He's healthy. It looks like.
I think they'll make the playoffs.
I think Lakers do too. I think the biggest surprise to me is the Warriors are 10-10 right now, and they're only a 10 seed, and they'd be the last team and they get in the play-in game. I mean, what do you think about Golden State right now, Hunter, being 10-10? They're 9 they're 9-1.
I'm not worried about them because it's Golden State. They'll get rolling and they'll do what they always do, and they'll get in.
Yes. Well, look at this, dude. The Sacramento Kings are a 6 seed right now in the playoffs. That is hilarious.
bro, I remember the Kings used to be a good team. Holy shit, dude.
They used to be good in the 90s and shit, but they're early 2000s, but they fucking they have been like the poverty.
Oh,
For the last
I want to ask this.
15 years.
I had this conversation earlier at work, and and the guys I had a conversation with, they agree with me. But I want to bring up the Lakers here because you two have been doing your best to keep an eye on them. I'm going to try my best to get back to watching the Clippers here soon because I need my boy to get healthy as shit. Healthy as shit. But, Mr. Six Man off the bench, Mr. Russell Wilson. All right.
Westbrook.
My bad.
Russell Westbrook. Now you're good.
Westbrook. The conversation I had with the people was it smart for LA to put him as a six man? I think it was. I think it was smart. Because I think it helps out Lakers a lot more. What do y'all think?
Oh, yeah. I think it was a good move for them.
I definitely agree. I think it fits both areas here. Russ has been playing better off the bench. But it also what it does for Russ. He comes in fresher in the game. And it's not saying like in the NBA everybody's good. You obviously have to be good at the game. But he comes in against some of the reserves, and Russell is a ball-dependent player. If the ball is not in his hand, it's just not. He's not. It just doesn't work for him, And
Yeah.
with LeBron, the ball's in LeBron's hand or AD's hand, more likely LeBron, but with Russ coming off the bench, he leads the second team. He leads the second group. The guys like, I'd have to look at some of the guys at the moment, but some of the guys, like he leads like the guys like Wennon Gabriel, Thomas Bryant, Austin Reeves. When Austin Reeves is not starting, Dennis Schroeder. He leads these guys, and he facilitates. And maybe if AD's in the game still, or Troy Brown or Lonnie Walker, he leads these. He facilitates and makes good plays. Right? And I feel like Russ is off the bench has been more aggressive. He drives. He kind of looks like the old Russ from the OKC days. He gets physical, draws fouls. With him starting, he just didn't look like that. He looked like a guy that was trying to be something he wasn't, which is a spot-up shooter. I mean, what do you think, Connor? In a lot of the highlights, he literally looked like a dude when he was starting, literally sitting in the corner trying to be a jump shooter, which he is not a jump shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, with me and you's experience as Thunder fans, obviously, we watched him in OKC. I mean, he wasn't the best jump shooter in the Thunder, but, he was a solid jump shooter. I'm not saying he's a bad jump shooter by any means. He's not, but he's not no fucking Steph Curry, or whatever, just in general. They need him to, he's been solid off the bench for him. He's been a really solid addition for them to come off the bench.
Do you think the Trail will keep it going, or do you think they'll end up falling back down?
I think the Blazers will they'll fall back down. They have a hot spot. There's always that team that does, and they're that team. What are they? Their record, they're 11-8. It's 5 speed right now. They're playing pretty well. Damian Lillard's playing really well. They'll fall back down. I think the Blazers will be a play-in team. I completely believe that. I don't think they'll. I don't think they're like. It's the same thing with the Kings. They maybe be a play-in team. I think their two worst teams in the West this year are going to be the Spurs and the Rockets. I think the Lakers will get in. They'll be a 6 or a 5, maybe even a 4 if they get lucky. I think Dallas will start getting it going and start winning some games.
And now the Lakers are only beating these cruddy, bad teams.
I mean, if you look at it, let's go look at the Lakers' records here. They have wins over the Spurs recently. They beat the Spurs 3 times. They played the Spurs 3 of their last 4 games. That is Jesus.
Yeah.
They have a decent win against the Nets. I don't know how good the Nets record is. They're 6-8. They're 6-8. They're 9-11. This Nets hype team.
They beat the Nuggets. That's a good win.
That's a solid win. Yeah. They've been competitive. They beat the Warriors. Oh, that was preseason.
You got to count on it.
I mean, they beat the Pelicans. That's not a bad loss or a bad win. That's a good win. That's a team that's first up.
I'm just waiting for like LeBron and AD just to stay on the floor
and be healthy together. Yep, with Russ coming off the bench and maybe Lonnie Walker.
They'll start winning a lot of games.
Yep, I think they're getting going, and they're gonna start winning. And if you look at the Lakers' schedule coming up here, they got they got the Portland on Monday, and then they got Indiana. My fault. Then Portland, and then they got Milwaukee on Friday on ESPN. Which those two games on Monday and Wednesday are pretty winnable with Portland and Indiana, both home games. They could be 9-11 going into a big game on Friday night against Milwaukee with a chance to,
make a statement.
Make a big win here and go to 10-11. But
that'd be awesome, yeah.
After Monday and Wednesday, Friday from December 2nd to December 11th is a big stretch for them because they have from December 2nd to December 11th because LA has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight road games, and they're 0-5 on. And they're like 2-5 on the road this year, something like that, or whatever. Those games are Milwaukee, Washington, Cleveland, Toronto, Philly, and Detroit. There's some they're all winnable because with LeBron and AD, they're winnable if they're in the game.
But it's always like LeBron will miss a game here, AD will miss a game here and there.
When they're both on the court and healthy,
which is hardly ever though.
It's weird, and I get LeBron's getting up there in age, and you gotta not over.
They're trying to load manage, but you gotta at least you're fighting for playoff positioning. Like you gotta have them play in.
So Alex,
sorry, Tiger.
Oh, you're good. I'm kind of actually getting a little tired here, but I want to ask a couple more questions, and then we can probably start wrapping it up. But so I'm trying my best to get back into watching basketball here and there, trying to keep up with everything, and trying to figure out who has a shot at getting in, who doesn't. So looking at the East, looking at the West, and y'all's opinion, and I'm just going to name off some teams, and this will be rapid fire. Give me your thoughts on them. Do you see them in the next 10, 20 games? Do you think they're still at least solid? And we'll start with East, Boston.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Milwaukee.
Yes.
Yes.
Cleveland.
Yes.
Yep.
I think Cleveland's like a 5 or 6 seed probably.
Okay. Indiana.
No,
they'll start losing.
Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're really solid with DeJounte Murray and Gray. I think they're gonna trade John Collins before the deadline. That might be a guy for the Lakers to go after. That it might get off.
No.
You don't think so?
They need to get some shooters.
No, that is definitely true. Like I told you, I said Joe Harris was. The Nets said they're gonna get rid of him before the deadline.
They should definitely.
All right, Tiger, you can go ahead.
Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like Philly, but at all. But I think they're gonna be fine because Joel Embiid's one of the best bigs in the game.
All right. Toronto.
No.
Probably not.
Washington.
No.
Yes.
No.
I think Washington will be like an 8 or a play-in team. I think Bradley Beal and Chris Stapps will fucking get him in there. Okay.
Now they'll be in the play-in,
you said how will they be doing in like the next? Will they be doing well in the next 20 to 30 games? Is that what you said?
Next 10 to 20.
Like 10 to 20? Oh yeah. I'd have to look at their schedule, but I'd say Washington would be fine position.
New York. Knicks. Sorry.
They'll be okay. I mean, they're going to be fighting for probably a play-in.
Hunter.
No, he's good. He's bad. Hunter.
Dude.
Hunter die? Hunter, you alive? My Discord's being dumb now. God damn it. Hunter, you might be muted or something. Wait, if you're not talking. Of course, that'd be dumb. We're at the end of this goddamn shit.
No, I'll get his answer in a little bit. Brooklyn?
Probably, yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna go west now. Phoenix.
Oh, now Hunter can't hear us. Like my issue earlier.
That's not good.
Discord fucking sucks, dude.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Thanks. I needed that.
You said the West?
Yeah, Phoenix.
Yes.
Alright.
Denver.
Yes.
Orlando. Or not Orlando, sorry. New Orleans.
Yes.
Memphis.
Yes.
Portland.
No.
Why?
What? I mean, besides Damian Lillard, that's literally that entire team. Who's next?
Kings.
No.
Why?
They're not that great. They're just playing early on pretty well. Teams will start kind of settling itself out later as the season gets.
I got you. Shit, I'm sorry, I skipped to Memphis. Sorry, go ahead to Memphis.
But yeah, it'll be fine.
Portland.
No.
Why?
I already told you. Megan.
Oh.
I
Clippers.
told you the Kings. Yes, they'll be fine.
I'm just gonna give you the last three here: Golden State
Yes.
and LA. Or Lakers. Sorry.
Yes, they'll be fine. I think the Jazz won't. Timberwolves will be okay. I think Mavs will be fine. Lakers will be fine. I think the Thunder will be inconsistent. Spurs and Houston are going for the final two, or top two draft picks probably in the draft. But yeah, that's about it for me.
All right, dude. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it on up here because I'm getting a little tired. I don't know where he went.
I am too. It's kind of 3 o'clock in the morning.
I will say this for service to everyone. We're gonna try our best to do more. I know I keep saying that, but I'm gonna try my best to keep it focused, keep us rolling, keep the shit going. I do not know if we're going to do a podcast of our reaction of the Call of Duty, or not Call of Duty, sorry, of top 25 rankings. We may do a video this time around because I know we were supposed to do one last time, but something popped up at the last minute. We will try to do it this time around. It depends on what time I get out of work. Excuse me. And getting ready for this fucking playoff, or getting ready for championship games and NFL shit. So we'll keep you on mind, alright? And again, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you like the stream or video, hit that like button. I'll catch y'all probably next Friday.